Hello and welcome to this edition. Today we will cover more about building personas. At the end of the webinar, you will receive a link to the webinar and a new PDF will be uploaded in the paid certification section that contains sample persona questions. To many, building a persona seems like a useless job, especially if you have the demographic profile of a customer. But remember that successful marketing is never logical. It's the emotional connect, the empathy that you show that attracts the customer towards you. Building a persona is the first step towards understanding your customers' wants. Many businesses also think that persona is more related to content marketing. Yes, it is. But developing persona means that you cross the thresholds of two C's of modern marketing, the customer and the communication. Take the instance of Coca-Cola. In India, families do not drink alcohol together, so they don't consume wine or whiskey together. So Coca-Cola tries to position itself as the bubbly drink that families enjoy together. It tries to position itself as a convenience drink where you don't have to make tea and you just have to serve Coke. And it also highlights the weather of India where you have different kinds of weathers. The objective of a persona is to make marketing better targeted to the customer. And they do that by identifying their goals, which can be personal or professional depending upon the product, by identifying the concerns with the product or service, and suggesting a solution or revealing how they can achieve their goals by using the product or service. Preparing personas is a process where we as business owners identify who can afford to buy, what we have to sell, and who is ready to buy. So we ask different teams and get the different teams together to work on building a persona. So the first question that we ask to the marketing team is, how do you currently market? What technical and demographic information do you have about your visitors? Describe campaigns that have been the most successful and describe campaigns that have not been successful. Which blogs have received the most traffic? This identifies what is most popular on your website, and which page receives the most impressions. This identifies what your visitors are searching for or looking for on your website. And then again, you ask your sales team, why do different types of customers typically make a purchase? What kind of customers do you meet? What reasons do customers cite for selecting your business over a competitor's? What are the most frequently asked questions from your customers? And what are the most common objections that you hear about the product or service? And the business owner should be very clear on what is their USP, how are they different from competition, why should people buy from them? Who do they enjoy selling to? What product or service do they have to offer? And also they should clarify the stand of their business. Is it just there to make profit, or is it there to enable or help others to enjoy the product or service too? So how can you build personas? There are three ways you can start building a persona. You start with building a hypothesis. This is my ideal customer. This is how I want my customer to be. These are the features of my customer. And then you validate your hypothesis by market research and interviews, and also through data. So this is a sample persona. We begin by who we are targeting, the gender, the age, the group, where they grew up, what kind of education do they have, what kind of job are they working on. For instance, take the example of Titan Raga. They target working women in the higher pay scale segment range. They identify their goals and how they can help them achieve them. So they are the working woman, smart working woman is there. A woman who can make her own choices is their target customer. But this is just a hypothesis, and nothing is proven till we conduct consumer research or data. Some of the frequent pain point questions that we address during the hypothesis is, what is the most frustrating part of your day? What is the worst customer service experience that you've ever had? What regular activity do you find stressful? Do you find going to the gym stressful? Do you find cooking healthy meals stressful? And what makes you nervous? To our clients, we suggest testing the hypothesis first by conducting small campaigns in Facebook. We all know that Facebook keeps data by preferences, sequentially, through education, through interests. So if I think this is my ideal persona, the campaign that I run on Facebook should be successful by attracting the right kind of people. So test your hypothesis by running it on Facebook through a paid campaign, and then modify your hypothesis before you start running full-fledged campaigns targeting different personas. So here's a list of persona questions. The advantage of dividing persona questions into sections is that you may not need a lot of information for your products from each section, but still it's best to divide them. So we start with the background, the name, the age, the gender, because there's a lot of evidence suggesting that how we grow up make us, shape us. But we do need to start a conversation somewhere, so this is how we start. The early years are the formative years, and it is mostly about the parents, the families, who brought you up, siblings, social background. How do such questions help you actually? How would knowing how many sisters or brothers you have help you market a product? Well, if your persona was raised in a supportive environment, the tone of your marketing campaign will be more confident. But if they were suggested or if they were growing up in an environment where majority of your persona came from broken homes, their challenges would be different. The things that they desire would be different. And then you address that through your marketing campaigns. When you talk to a doctor or a lawyer, your tone, the terms that you use all differ. An educated professional speaks differently from a farmer who may have never been to a college. A lot of marketing is about talking to your customers in a language that they understand. Knowing their education background is the first step in the direction. Decision making is clearly impacted by professional life. A salesperson who travels a lot may turn to e-commerce faster because of the convenience than a person who has a cozy 9-to-5 job. And for instance, you can take bigbasket.com that targets those with hectic life schedules, promising fresh produce and convenience of delivery at home. How much is a person willing to pay for your product or service? How far will they go? All of it depends upon the financial status of the customer. So when you ask them, what is your salary? Do they feel offended? Do they reveal or do they tell lies because they do not want to reveal their salary? Asking questions on finance is the trickiest part. So here, most companies put in their most savvy customer service personnel who can guide them through asking questions about the finance. When we talk about psychographics, we are mostly talking about the lifestyle. What kind of houses do they live in? Do they live in mansions? Do they live in apartments? Do they enjoy luxury products? These questions are indicative of spending habits. They are indicative of the decisions that you take. They are indicative of where you are going, what you are reading, how you are responding. So hence lifestyle questions perform or are a big important part of persona building. Do you smoke? Are you an alcoholic? Are you married? Are you single? Do you have kids? These decisions matter because if I am, for instance, a company selling organic products, targeting single people is more tough because single people generally prefer to, not cook at home, get their meals from outside. But a person who has kids, they want their kids to enjoy healthy eating. So they are going to be more readily converted into my customers for organic products. Personality traits can be important for certain businesses. For example, a technology targeting early adopters. Some of the questions that they could ask would: how spontaneous are you? Are you a risk taker? Do you tend to take risks? Do you tend to break or follow rules? Do you adapt easily to change? Are you independent or do you follow the crowd? For instance, Xbox launched a very detailed persona when Sony, the Xbox company, they did a very detailed persona market research survey before launching the Xbox. When we talk about technological ability, we are talking about something about what is your preferred method of communication. Are you emailing, texting, using WhatsApp, or do you still pick up the phone? Do you shop online? What websites do you buy from if you're buying online? Do you easily share your credit card information online, or do you use other services? And then, of course, you have those product questions. What are the benefits of this product? Should I buy them? Should I buy them when I need the product, or should I buy the product right now? Is it something that I can buy only on a specific occasion? Will it lead to repeat purchases? Will it lead to recommendations? Can you return it? Will they customize it? So these are a lot of questions that you keep on asking, and there is no end to questions. But now we have come to the end of the question section in persona development. You can get the entire list of questions and you can keep on building on that list. That is not a comprehensive list. Each list will be customized more depending on the product or service of the business. But that list is a starting point. So now that you have your hypothesis, you have a question, and your customer service and sales people are working on the questionnaire, filling it up, how can you expedite the verification of your hypothesis about your persona? You can use data to reinforce and revise your hypothesis. For instance, who are the kind of people who come to their website? What are they interested in? What kind of technology do they use? Oh, so there's a lot of mobile visits to my website, and a lot of mobile visitors are using Apple iPhone. Why am I recommending an Android app to them? Oopsie. What type of technology do they use? What is the performance of the website? Are they happy with your customer service? Are you getting return visitors to your website? You can even see demographic trends on your website through Google Analytics. And you can see the interest or the affinity category on Google Analytics. Data can reflect a lot from mobile visits, operating systems, gender, and even interests. And they can confirm or reaffirm your hypothesis, or you can use the data to refine your hypothesis or to make actual personas. Does each product need a different buyer persona? The answer is yes or no. It will depend upon the product. For instance, if you have a male looking for sneakers and a female looking for 4 inches heels, of course your persona has to be different. You have to create the same persona for shoes. But if you are selling organic health bar and vegetables at your store, your persona can just be one persona, those interested in organic food. But yeah, if you're again diversifying, or if your health bar is good for women and it's loaded with calcium and you want to market it that way, you have to create different persona. Some of the mistakes that we make when creating personas is that we create too many micro personas, especially in small businesses. That makes marketing process much more complex. We fill in the blanks by ourselves. We create a theory and we just follow that theory at the end without verifying the validity of the hypothesis. We ask the wrong questions. For instance, why are you not buying from us? Do you like us? Like things like that. And the other is you hurrying through persona interviews. So what are the key takeaways for today? You have to identify the objective of your business before creating a persona. Be sure what your business wants to do. You have to involve the sales and marketing teams to work together. Start with an outline. Start with building a hypothesis. Confirm the data and confirm with data and interviews, and then build detailed questionnaires over time to make your persona more realistic and more specific. That's all for today. See you next time. Bye.